Have you ever wondered how much profit we make selling Christmas trees? So back in 2020, in the time of COVID, we decided to start selling Christmas trees for all the people that couldn't get out and about, and we opened up a delivery service. 4 years later, we sold 500 Christmas trees, installed a massive Christmas tree at Waverley train station in Edinburgh. We do lots of offices, businesses, large installs, all the way from 4 foot up to 20-foot trees, artificial trees, and they're one of the biggest parts of the business. So let's rewind and see how we started from nothing to be Edinburgh's best and biggest Christmas tree seller. So welcome back to Josh Uncut, guys. Let's dig into the roots and see how we grew our Christmas tree business. When I started the gardening business when I was 17, I just used to cut grass, and in the winter I used to be very bold, twiddling my thumbs, and I needed to figure out a way where we can change up the seasonality of the business so we've got a steady cash flow all year round. So most gardening businesses look like this. This is January and this is December. This is sales. You know, it's really quiet, when it goes mental, and then gets really quiet again. And what we were trying to do as a business is flatten out this curve so it goes somewhere like that. So we've done a couple things. Back at the start of 2020, we launched a tree surgery business. Most tree work gets done in the winter when the buds aren't nesting, so we added that, and that just helped flatten out this curve. Then another big thing that we started in 2020, because mostly people weren't able to leave their houses, so we introduced a delivery service for Christmas trees. People start buying the Christmas trees in September through to December, so you start getting cash flow just when this dip starts to come down, so it flattens out. So that, combined with the tree surgery, is a very good business model. And the next reason why we started selling Christmas trees is to sweat the asset. So imagine this is that's our footprint of our yard. And then there we've got our lawn mowers, we've got our grass cutters, our hedge cutters, and our leaf blowers, and our trailers, our chippers, vans, and we're all put in the gardening business. And we've got the office running, taking all the calls, doing all the bookings, doing all the invoicing. But if we add one small section of this in here and put Christmas trees in there, and this is a gardening business, we're now sweating the asset. The same overheads, the same office team, the same rent, the same insurances now pay for this. So the Christmas trees don't have to pay rent. It becomes a very profitable part of the business because we're sweating the asset. We're already paying those fixed costs, and we're adding small bits into that. So let's get into the numbers from when we started in 2020 to where we are today. Back in 2020, we started from nothing, all thanks to our wonderful website guy, Craig, who's done organic SEO, and we basically built this business from scratch just using SEO, no Google ads. When we started in 2020, we bought 200 Christmas trees and we sold 100. And because the Christmas trees don't last till next Christmas, we had to shred 100. So a bit of a flop. We never made any money because we had to chip 100 Christmas trees, which took time, effort, and made me very sad. 2021, thought we'll try it again. We bought 250 Christmas trees and we sold about 200. But then, because we were a gardening business, a service-based business, we weren't really geared up to understand, or I never put enough effort into understanding how stock works. And we had a Weebly website that never had point of sale. We basically sold way too much of one type of tree, or two types of trees, and we had to give thousands of pounds worth of refunds, which really then reduced that down to about 150. So again, we left 100 trees, slightly better than last year, but because of all the refunds we had to give out, never really made any money again. But I did not give up. In 2022, we started again, and that year was a good year. We were still at our old yard, so we could only buy about 200, 250 Christmas trees. We sold most of them and made a small profit. So 2022, 2023, mostly the same. 2024 was the breakthrough year. Because we had the new yard, and we've got half an acre up here, we bought 500 Christmas trees. We sold 500. So we sold out for the trees, but this year we've done massive amount of sort of work for offices. So we bought about 30 artificial Christmas trees, starting at 4-foot trees up to 12-foot artificial trees. Then we've done big massive installs, Waverley train station, nursing homes, big commercial businesses what are spending a lot of money on Christmas trees and getting it all decorated. So we'd buy in 16, 20-foot trees, put them in the ground. You know, we would make on one 16-foot tree, we would have to sell 20 smaller trees. So that was a big part of the business. So this was the first year we introduced quite a lot of B2B into the business compared to B2C. So B2C, we're getting a little bit of money from a lot of the people a lot of the time. B2B, we're getting big chunks of cash for big installs, but we're having to wait 60, 90 days to get paid. But doing the B2B meant we could buy more volume, so we could buy the trees cheaper. I'm going to talk about business models and how you can take a good business to a great business. We started off as a gardening company, cutting grass, but we've tweaked the model so we're now busy all year round. What you want is multiple revenue streams. So we started off gardening, which was just like March through till October, and then we've added multiple things to the businesses throughout the years. So now we do tree surgery, and that gets busy when the gardening company gets quiet. We've just built, if you've been watching the channel, built a massive shed centre where we sell sheds. Again, sweating the asset, we've got 20 buildings on our site where we can sell sheds 24/7. We've got a subscription-based model to our business. Clients can subscribe to our lawn care packages and our spraying packages. So we've got like £20–25 a month coming in from multiple different clients. Small amounts of money that add in, so we've got constant cash flow into the business. Because we've got space at our yard, we buy our stock in bulk, so we're not paying top end prices when we're buying it in small amounts. We can buy it all in packs from the merchants, meaning we get more economies of scale. So it's not so much a revenue stream yet, but just now we've got a massive pile of timber and sheds that are ready to sell. The next thing is sweating the asset. So kind of how our yard looks is something like this. In this corner, I've cut that off and we sell sheds. So we've got 20 buildings. Customers come up and they can buy a shed. So the same team that would be answering their phone or dealing with new requests or dealing with leads, he can also sell sheds to people coming up to buy sheds. His cost is split between two now. People can go online and buy sheds on our Shopify store that we're coming up with building. So we've got revenue coming in 24/7. Down in this corner, this is where we keep our stock, where we can buy in bulk and get all the materials cheaper. And then over here, this is where we keep our Christmas trees. So this is only seasonal, but again, it's sweating the asset. So we've got the same rent, the same business rates, the same electricity, all covering one empire. And then also we do Christmas trees. One business with multiple different services, all operated by the same team, creates a fantastic business. With Christmas, we just started off selling real trees, but now we've branched out into artificial trees, large installs, so it's 16 and 20 foot trees. So again, not everybody's doing this whole service. The artificial trees, we have to buy in the stock, and then we can keep the artificial trees for 10 years, but they're quite expensive to buy. We hire them out to the customers. So year 1, year 2, year 3, it's still paying back the investment. And years 3 to 10, it's then they're paid for, and it's just a hire agreement with the customers. So let's just do an example of when £1 comes in, what goes back out. So for every pound we get selling Christmas trees, 20% goes straight to the VAT man. We've got labour costs, about 30% we spend on labour. The guys going out delivering the Christmas trees. We have to load them up into the vans because we only do deliveries, and then we have to ship them all out to our customers. We've got employers' national insurance costs, which has gone up thanks to Rachel Thieves. Then we've got corporation tax to pay on any profits that we made afterwards. That is probably like another 20%. And then we actually have to buy the materials, the Christmas trees, the actual stock, which again is also perishable. So if we don't sell all the stock, we've lost our money. That's probably like another 15%. So that comes to 85%, which leaves around about 15%. And luckily, because we've still got our rent, our insurances, fuel payments, the management team, the office team to run all that, but because they're running the whole business, this is like a bolted on extra of the business. So that leaves about 10 to 15% is actually left. So then last year we done about £70,000 worth of Christmas tree sales compared to the year before we done about £40,000. So we just under doubled our sales, but to do that we had to invest heavily back into the company. So we had to use that 15% profit that we made, pile that all back in to Christmas trees to grow. The biggest thing that we changed was we built a new Shopify website, all singing, all dancing, full point of sale. We covered the whole central belt rather than just Edinburgh. This multiple revenue streams, it's not just a thing for small businesses, big businesses do it as well. Sainsbury's, look at Sainsbury's, they started off as a supermarket selling everyday items. Now they do pet insurance, home insurance, they started up their own bank. They then put Argos inside those stores. So Argos, they closed down all the Argos stores and put them inside the supermarket. So again, sweating the assets. So let's get to the bit that you're all tuned in to watch. How much money did we actually make? So like I said, we done £70,000 worth of Christmas tree sales, and we kept 15% of it, which is around about £10,000. We had to reinvest back into the company. A big part of that was building a new Shopify store, which we spent £10,000 on. Now obviously that store will last us years and years and years. So that gets us down to £0 for all that hard work. To sell all the artificial trees to businesses, where I had to buy stock of around about 20 artificial trees, and they cost about £500 each, which is another £10,000. So really we never made any money this year, but we're going to use all these resources to go bigger, better next year. I would say we do sell the best Christmas trees in Edinburgh and across the Central Belt, so keep that in mind for next year. As we continue to grow, keep an eye on the channel. Next year we're going to double again. We're going to get up to selling 1,000 Christmas trees, but we've now got all of the infrastructure in place so we can reach that capacity. So that is what it takes to build a Christmas tree empire, which is what we're building. We're still in the early days. We're going to go bigger and better year on year, so we're constantly innovating. If you don't innovate, you'll evaporate. Keep an eye on the channel. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.